What's up, guys? I just got done with my calls today. As you can see here, I only had 3 calls today, and I have my nice little painting right here for the extra bit of motivation. Cash/dream big. So it's always nice to have a little bit of motivation to remind you just to have a high frequency when you're going on these sales calls and whenever you're working, just to remind yourself you need to make money. But what I wanted to make today's video about, let's see if this balances. All right, cool. So what I'm making this video for you guys today about is basically just finding the motivation to actually keep going down the path towards your goals, because a lot of people, they try different endeavors in life. So like for me, when I first started out with remote sales, I didn't entirely start off with that first off. I tried day trading, crypto, e-commerce, and a few other different things, and I always kind of burnt out with each one of those different businesses. Now, they would have all worked out if I would have stayed down the path and just locked in on each of those different businesses, because I don't know if you guys know Wes Watson, but he always says businesses never fail, people do. And that's absolutely true, because each and every business, as long as people are making money with those different businesses, there's a 100% chance that they do work. It's the people that are running those businesses that ultimately fail and never make money with those businesses. So the reason people burn out, and most of the time why people never succeed in making money online with any endeavor that they actually get into, is because they always burn out and run out of the motivation that got them started off in the first place. Because when you're going down a path and you see the end goal from like the first kind of experience and the first decision that you make to actually go down that path, you see the end goal in sight and you're very motivated to go down that path. So then you actually start going down that path, and then you realize there's hills, there's forest, there's different obstacles that come in to stop you to get to that end goal. And that ultimately like just gives you that, what's the word called? It gives you that obstacle, and it gives you that man, I can't think of the word, but the obstacle just slows you down and maybe even makes you quit, and then you just ultimately give up and go back to what you were originally doing, whether that be going to university or going down the 9-to-5 path, and you're just okay with staying with where you are because you're ultimately just comfortable not going down that path anymore because you've lost sight of the end goal. Now, to get over this and to get over those hills and forests and to keep that end goal in sight is to always remember why you started in the first place. Because whenever you go down that path in the first place, is because you're motivated to get out of the situation that you're currently in. And if you forget about the pain and the suffering that you're going through where you currently are, you're going to give up because you have really no reason to get to that end goal anymore. So when you're going down these paths and endeavors in life where you're trying to level up your life and you give up, it's because you lose sight of why you're doing it in the first place. So to keep going down this path to ultimately succeed and accomplish what you wanted to do in the first place, you need to have constant daily reminders on why you're doing what you're doing. So whether that be journaling and writing down how things are going, how you're feeling, and why you're doing them, or just thinking and reflecting, sitting down with yourself and asking yourself, is this worth it? Am I still aligned with who I really am? And does the end goal still align with the goals that I set for myself? And also just surrounding yourself by people who are already at the end goal that you want to get to. So that way you're living around people who are already living the life of your dreams, and they're just going to be motivating you to keep pushing past those hills, forests, and valleys to actually get to your end goal. Because if you're surrounded by people who are where you currently are with the 9-to-5 in university, you're never going to be motivated to get to that end goal because everyone else is still at the starting point. And that will slow you down and that will demoralize you, because especially for myself, when I was back in Noonan, Georgia, everyone else was just partying, drinking, smoking weed, going to university, working the 9-to-5, or maybe not even having a job at all. So all of those different factors came into my life and slowed me down from making money with remote sales. So that is why I actually booked my one-way flight to Bangkok, Thailand, because I saw everyone in Bangkok, Thailand was already living my dream life. All of them were already making money online. And all I needed to do was position myself in that network and with those group of people. So that way I would be inspired and motivated and actually seeing my dream come into fruition with the people that were already there. So I knew just learning from those people and being motivated by those people, I would succeed because I would just pick up what they knew, apply that to my own life, and get to my end goal that I originally set out to get to. And with journaling, reflecting, and all of that, that's also very beneficial, especially if you're in a hometown or like you're stuck in a certain situation that you're in and maybe you can't get out of that right now. That's another thing you can do, so that way you always know to yourself what you want, why you want to go get it, and what's actually stopping you from getting there yourself. And if you do that each and every day, no matter what hills, valleys, obstacles, or adversities, that's the word I was looking for earlier, adversities. So if you know like what your why is and your motivations are, and you get those daily reminders incorporated into your life each and every day and back up those reasons to keep pushing you towards that end goal, you'll still succeed. It might take a little bit longer just because your network isn't really where it needs to be. And once you're able to get enough cash to actually go out there and surround yourself by people who are already at the dream goal that you want to set out for yourself, then you'll just speed up the process of actually getting there. So the first thing, of course, you do need to do is find out what that goal is for yourself. So whether that be 10,000 a month anywhere in the world, that's what my goal was when I first came out to Bangkok. Or if your goal is to get a real estate license and learn how to flip and sell houses. I mean, each and every person has their own individual goal. You just need to find out what you want for yourself and why you want to go get it, because everyone could say they want $1 million, but each and every person will have a certain why on why they want to get to that $1 million. So don't just copy and paste someone else's end goal and dream. You need to find out what you really want for yourself, because if you're going to go after someone else's goal, you're not going to have the same reasoning for getting there, and you'll never ever get there because that person had a certain why they actually wanted to get there in the first place. So finding out what you want and then figuring out how to get it and then going down that path and not giving up, it's just pretty much a 3-step process. And if you can nail down that process of actually getting there, it's inevitable that you'll get there in the end. It just takes a lot of determination, endurance, and just a lot of reflection and what's that word? Basically just making sure that you're always aligned with who you are and just staying present in the moment and staying true to who you are, because you need to make sure that you're not going to drift off the path to go down a different path that's going to be someone else's path. You want to stay on your path and turn the blinders on and not really focus on anything else, and don't have the shiny diamond effect or shiny object effect, which is when you're going down that one path that you set out for yourself, there's going to be also different bushes and fruits that you could pick that lead down a different path, which then throws you off course on the original path that you were going down in the first place. So make sure when you're going down that first path you set out to yourself, make sure you reach that end goal first before you go down different paths. Because if you keep switching paths, you might even end up back to where you started. So find out what you want, get there, and then you can find out what you want after that. And that's the beauty of life. You can set out on different journeys and adventures and set out on different dreams and accomplish each one of those endeavors, and then go out to embark on another adventure or request and set out for yourself a different dream for yourself. Because if you think about it, life is just kind of like a journey. You're a boat at the harbor right now in whatever situation you're in, and you need to find a port of cause that you want to go to, because otherwise you're always going to be staying at this port of cause, at this port, and you're going to be staying there your entire life until you decide to go somewhere else. So after that boat finds out where it wants to go and what port it wants to go to, it's just reverse engineering that entire process on how to get there, why you want to get there, and they're just going down that path and staying on it until you reach that end goal. So with that being said, guys, if your guys' dream goal is to travel the world, make money online, make at least $10,000 a month anywhere in the world, I am taking 2 more spots next month to help you one-on-one to make $10,000 a month anywhere in the world with remote sales. And with remote sales, the basics of that is basically there's these influencers selling courses, communities, and just teaching knowledge to people who want to learn a very valuable skill. And basically, as a remote sales rep, you're just standing in the middle of the cash flow from the audience of the influencer and the influencer themselves, and helping them take calls to help them make money and help those people level up their lives. So if you do want to just travel the world, live life on your own terms, and truly live unchained, book a call down below, and I can see if remote sales would be a good fit for you. And it's not a good fit for everyone. I have had to turn down just a few people just because they weren't where they needed to be in terms of their communication skills and sales skills to actually succeed with remote sales. And of course, I'll be helping you level up your sales skills, but with the communication skills, if you can't really speak English that great, you won't really be quite successful. So you might need to have a little bit of English mastered before you can actually get started with remote sales. But of course, after that, it's pretty much a cakewalk, especially with me holding your hand and walking you through the entire process of starting out as a setter, finding your first offer, and then transitioning to a closer. It's very easy to do. You just need the knowledge and the guidance to actually get there. So if that is something you want to do, just book a call down below. And I hope you guys did enjoy the video today. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions, and you can hit me up on Instagram down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.